This is the unofficial One Piece podcast, episode 168 for the week of Monday, May 23rd, 2011. Long time no see. My name's Zach.
And my name is Steve.
Who the hell are we? And why are we on the One Piece podcast?
And we are the only ones here. You guys asked for it. We're back, and we fired everyone.
They were just doing such a piss poor job. No, seriously, thanks to all the Podcast West people for filling in.
Yeah, you guys were super.
Huge thanks to Jammer, especially for editing together some of the hardest to edit together episodes we've ever done, including 165, which you should all give a listen to, the Dome Tour episode, where Greg gives some cool little factoids about that. It was cool being a listener for the last couple weeks. Are you even caught up on the One Piece podcast?
No. I don't know. I like listening on my iPhone. It's a story we don't have to get into, but
okay.
Well, I have nothing to do lately where it's like I need something to lose myself in. But yeah, podcast. Oh, that sounds terrible. It's like just get lost in the podcast. Yeah.
Well, we actually have a pretty big contest this week that we need to tell you all about.
Yeah, we kind of need to get this out.
Yeah, we weren't able to get it out just because of little details, but this is what you could win for this contest. So tell all your friends. It's only a week, it's a week away. So make sure to tell all your friends about it. You could win in this contest. I'll tell you about the rules in a second. Do not worry, guys out there. You can win all of Season 3. That's Season 3 First Voyage, Second Voyage, Third Voyage, Fourth Voyage, and Fifth Voyage on DVD. Plus, you can win a Luffy vest and a Luffy hat. So that's pretty cool. Luffy vest and hat. And not only that, but if you're in second place, you can win Season 3 First Voyage, Second Voyage, and a messenger bag. The one with Luffy, Sanji, and I think Zoro's on it. And if you're in third place, you could win Season 3 First Voyage, which is still a fantastic set.
A really great set.
Probably one of my favorites.
It's all the giant stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Now, all you have to do...
Yes.
Then we could get into more witty banter. Is you have to take a screen cap of your favorite scene of episode 500 on One Piece Official. So somehow let us know that you are watching it on OnePieceOfficial.com, and that is at the end of this week. That is airing on Saturday. So that's going to be pretty cool. And we'll just choose at random.
Deadline.
Let's have them all in by Wednesday. That is when the One Piece Official stream switches to Hulu. So I figure that's a good time.
11:59 on Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Eastern time. And that was a PM.
11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Have your screen cap in.
And send
it
we'll
by
randomly.
email.
Send it by email, and the email for that is different from our regular email. So write this down. It's One Piece episode and the number 500 at gmail.com. That's One Piece episode 500 at gmail.com.
And please include your name in your email, not just, we don't want to just go by username, so...
Well, if you're uncomfortable with us saying something on the air, let us know that name as well. So if you don't want your full name said on the air, do, just Zach instead, or
but at least include your
be.
name in your email, so we're able to label your all these pictures, with your names.
Yeah, so this is a big contest. We're going to be posting a lot more about it on the website. Probably by the time this is up, there'll be some stuff about it, or by the time you're listening. And this is all next weekend. So that would be this is due on June 1st, and this is part of our second anniversary celebration. We started this podcast on May 31st, 2009. I can't believe it's been so long already. But we're going to be finishing this contest, May 31st, 2011. It is 2011 right now. And it's going to be fun. So everyone out there, make sure to do that.
It's random selection. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Also, we're not going to do our traditional convention segment because we realize they could be a little long and tedious.
Nothing Season 4 has been announced.
Adam and the Funimation crew seem to be hinting that they at least really do want it. which is a really good sign. And they said pretty much stay tuned for more. That's what they said at the
It's
actual
all
panel.
down to negotiations right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we thought, and this is what a lot of the people out there have been saying who haven't been saying the sky is falling and running around in circles, which there'll always be that guy. And I think I was that guy for a little while, so it's okay.
At this point now, it's not like case closed, because at this point when case closed is asked, it is responded to with laugh.
Yeah, it's not that, which is fantastic.
But otherwise, our convention experience, I think it was the first time we ever had 3 panels.
Yes, that was rough, actually.
We had an intro to One Piece on Friday.
Which was fantastic, actually. Yeah,
Well,
I have that recorded, and that will be on the logbook as like a separate special.
It's kind of worth getting out. We had our traditional podcast panel on Saturday, and on Friday we did our second ever Full Metal Alchemist panel for the Full Metal podcast. And like I said, this one was in like the furthest hotel, and this was on a Sunday morning at 11, but it still had some great attendance, had some really good fans. Was really happy to see it turn out for Full Metal. But for One Piece, the intro panel, I was surprised because that was 1 p.m. on a Friday, but had a really good attendance. We practically filled up that room.
Yeah.
I would say so.
No, we did. There were people sitting in the back, beyond the capacity, quote unquote.
Not a huge room, but we filled it up, so it seemed huge. We had a brand new presentation that Jason put together, very fancy schmancy. So it was definitely, there was some eye candy in there, but it was a lot of fun. And other than that, it's the same old, met up with some old friends.
Had a lot of pizza. I mean, basically.
Lots of pizza.
Yeah, it was basically a normal convention. So, if you guys have any specific questions about the con, let us know.
If you really care.
All I know is at the end of the Funimation panel, I'm like, do you guys have any questions? And my Twitter literally blew up, and it still hasn't happened to me like that. I've had like 20, 30 replies to my thing within the first couple minutes. Yes, I don't know random facts about series I haven't heard about is the problem. But... I'm sure if you bother them, there's some of those questions that I was actually curious about myself. And I think they answered a couple, like what's happening with their the properties they announced during Anime Expo, like Black Lagoon and several of those others. And I think that was just, they were in negotiations as well. For those interested in other anime besides One Piece, thought I'd put that out there as well. I think that's all I got. You want to get into the news?
Yeah, there's nothing really more else we could say, but ASEN is an awesome con, had some awesome fans, awesome guests, and definitely a memorable convention. Had a lot of fun.
So, Steve, let's go.
That was an introduction, so let us get into the meat of the One Piece podcast.
This is the quickest news segment you've ever heard. Steve, what's going on in the news?
Well, Zach, One Piece will be featured in a Chinese newspaper, and I'm going to try and...
This is from Greg.
I'm going to pry. Yeah, I'm going to pry at this and try and pronounce it right.
Sounds about right.
Owenjiang.
No, that's a Q.
Queenjiang. My fault.
Evening newspaper. Yeah, we're just gonna get hate mail for this. You gotta just resign yourself to that.
Sorry, I'm white. It's an evening newspaper in China, and they're gonna be featuring One Piece like it's like a newspaper strip, and they're gonna start with chapter 1 and
go on from there.
Yeah. That's gonna be really cool.
Also very cool in there is that they interviewed the editor, the media editor, Hattori, Oda's media editor.
Not the little pigeon.
Not the pigeon, but who the pigeon was probably named after. We have talked about him previously on the podcast. He's the, I think, half French, half Japanese man. He is one of Oda's right-hand men. So very important. And they asked him stuff like, how's the series going to end? But that's top secret. But they do know what's going to happen. But but Greg informed us that interview said that they did not know where the story would even be a year from now, which is very different than it was, let's say, a year ago. So that's pretty interesting, maybe he's not going to be rushing through stuff if he doesn't know what's going to happen next. Well, I mean, he probably knows what's going to happen a couple months from now, but he probably doesn't know what's going to happen a year from now. So that's all the news.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the manga recap.
Sweet.
This is how news segments should be. This is the manga recap for chapter 625, Uninherited Will.
Let's get right to this title page. And it's Chef Zeph, who he doesn't look too different. He looks about the same.
He looks a little older.
He's just taking a break. He's reading the newspaper, final news. I did not catch this right away because I'm catching out, but now I realize that Baradier is much taller.
Well, you didn't even read it. The Baradier is under renovation. They are expanding, so that's very cool. Also, they kind of got destroyed when we last saw it.
Yeah.
Very good amount of it.
But it looks like there's tons of mass on it now. Seems to be a pretty big place.
Yeah, it's cool to see.
Unfortunately, we don't see Patty or Carne or...
We may after this, who knows. It's possible.
But don't you find it odd, though, because last week it was Johnny and Yosuku. Yay. I was glad to see them back. Surprised to see them as fishermen. But it went to Kokoyashi. And then now we're back at Baradier.
It's true.
Kind of got maybe
mixed up. Who knows? Maybe they're further east.
Maybe it's because we met Johnny and Yosuku first.
Did we? Oh yes. Yeah, we did.
They were the ones.
Right, they were the Usopp shot the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I love that little plot.
I think generally though we've been following the theme of places.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now I'm starting to think it's the order of the people we've met. So
we'll start seeing that more and more.
And just so happens.
I mean, we also discussed at our panel how this cover story will never end. This is going to be the longest cover story by far.
And I have no problem with that.
No, this is.
I don't have to see Luffy playing with another animal for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're gonna go by the 2 pages like you would see it in Shonen Jump and like we're seeing it in Shonen Jump. So we have we didn't last leave off, but
yeah, we've been gone for a while.
Yeah, it's so weird not being on our own podcast.
But Celestial Dragon ship or Tenryubito, whatever you prefer.
Those ships. First off, what animal is that in the front?
That looks like a mouse.
That's a mouse. I guess that's.
At first, I thought it was an elephant.
Yeah, me too. But that does look like a mouse.
It could go either way.
Yeah, it's an elephant mouse, and even beyond that, the Tenryubito ships are kind of. First off, we know they're enormous from the flashback with Luffy. I'm sorry to geek out about ships for a second, but they are very cool looking ships. I mean, this one's dilapidated. I hate the Tenryubito, the Celestial Dragons, whatever you may be calling them, but. It is. They do have very big, foreboding ships. So anyway,
well, let's get into this. Everyone is dead on the ship except for this one celestial dragon, and he's like, "Hurry! Bring me a mask." It's like this place is like reeking of fishmen.
Yeah, and I mean, right away, he shoots.
It's the mask. This mask is the only thing that could save his life.
Actually, even when
a douche.
Even when he just leaves the ship, he just immediately shoots into not really even the air, just straight ahead.
But we have Hody Jones here, who's part of the Royal Guard. I forget the exact terminology for these guys. A much thinner Hody Jones. I think in the previous chapter it was revealed that he was part of the.
Well, no, we knew it actually before the flashback.
Oh yeah.
When he talks about it.
But he with this grim look on his face. I mean, you can't really look any other way with those teeth and those eyes. But he says that the Celestial Dragon should be killed. He's like the scum of the entire world.
And I have to kind of agree with Hody Jones here. These guys are the worst. And you are supposed to hate these people with a passion, and it always works.
It's more like these characters don't necessarily know, but we know. And they're like, no, damn it, don't spare him. It's not going to work.
It's not.
Let's keep moving into the next 2 pages.
And we have on page, let's call these each double page 2, since people need to know where we are. And we're at a pub, and we are, this seems like a familiar character. We're finally getting some backstory with the characters we had seen at before this flashback. So we have
Well, we know this is
Vanderdecken. Or Vander Jackson.
Not quite yet.
He'll grow up to that.
But
he's not white yet.
Yeah.
No, but he's holding a jug of alcohol, leaving with two cronies who we haven't. Have we seen these guys since?
I don't know. They don't look familiar to me. We could have seen them. But yeah, this is when he's kind of just more of a ragtag pirate. I believe this is, it's him carrying on the Vanderdecken legacy. But before he got the nice dreads, or threads, not dreads.
We'll see more about him later. Here we get a Tenryubito flashback, a Celestial Dragon flashback.
Oda continues to draw every bureaucrat, or
every rich person. These aren't bureaucrats.
Ugly.
These are way above bureaucrats.
Yeah, ugly as sin. Ugly as sin. This guy looks like a fat gopher.
He's almost like drawing them. These are detestable people, and so I'm going to make them look detestable.
Yeah, I remember this is a kid's manga too, so
yeah, it's sometimes easier. These are the bad guys. They look weird. I mean, aside from like Beauty and the Beast, where the bad guy was the handsome guy, it's
Gaston.
it's often like that. Yeah, it's this anti-ugly sentiment we have nowadays.
No, maybe it's just more that douchebag people should. I don't know. This we're getting to odd territory.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Either way, he is carrying an absurdly large wine glass and a newspaper. And this celestial dragon actually is kind of rational compared to his son, which is often the case. It's like
well, as you could see in this bottom right panel, his son has a female slave, and right there I was like, douche.
Beyond that, you don't even have to have that to make him a douche. He's a celestial dragon, so obviously
but that's why they're douches.
Yes. And they explain something important, that Jinbei, since he has become a warlord, has brought all the fishermen slaves home. Like he is a, I don't know what the exact word for it would be, but he has allowed them all to go home. And also, just a pretty interesting part of this is just what scumbags they really are, and we get to really see this coming up here on the next side of the page here.
Well, it's pretty much this guy. This guy had the bright idea to go back to Fishman Island and take back all the slaves.
What an idiot! And I love the face he has.
Don't you know, man?
This is the greatest idea I've ever had.
There's freaking krakens down there, dude.
Well, he makes it barely.
Krakens in angular.
But he makes it, and all his crew is dead. Rides on the floor, and here, very similar to the panel with the fisherman pirates looking down at the
koala.
At Koala, we have the celestial dragon here looking up at just pretty much some sun pirates, but also just some random fishermen, but really rough looking ones. And I really like the style of the one on the second to the left here, and he comes back a bunch, so good for that. And so the celestial dragon here yells out,
"Oh, you're my slaves!
Come back! Don't you love working for me for no pay and terrible behavior?" Terrible, yeah.
And they're all just ready to shoot the
guns go straight at him. This is on the next page here, I guess the third double 2-page here, and this is freaking just hilarious and almost if. I want him to be shot. I don't know if anyone else here
this
agrees.
One fisherman you talked about, he said, it's like we're underground. We're not, it's like we're not, above there. If we kill you, no one's gonna know. This will just be another shipwreck accident.
Exactly. And he's like, "Stop this at once. Who do you think I am?" Which I don't have Ed here to say that in Japanese, because if you watch Gurren Lagann enough, that's an easy thing. I'm sorry, I'm getting off.
But all the other fishermen are just rallying and saying, "Kill him, do it."
If we all keep our mouths shut, this will happen.
But
don't worry.
It seems like a certain mermaid is about to enter the fray.
Yeah. So a shot goes off, and who gets shot instead? Otohime.
And I was like, is this it? Is this how she dies?
That would be a short end to this chapter, but things are not as you'd expect them.
She pleads to. They get shot, and they're like, oh no, a bullet hit the queen. And she demands that they throw their guns down because children are watching. And that's a really great panels.
Yeah, both of the ones.
Cross hatching in the eyes and the forehead.
And the reaction shots there, which don't have any specific text, but they're also well drawn with the children looking on and kind of horror, I guess, at just the bloodlust of everyone there. Still warranted bloodlust, let me add, but bloodlust nonetheless. So Jinbei and Aladdin are both here, and
then the children, the royal children.
Yeah, for some reason are also
all the
there.
Boshis. How much time has passed since the death of Fisher Tiger?
Not that long. I think a couple years, because Shirahoshi is now 6.
Yeah, because Oda has a box, an Oda box that says Shirahoshi, age 6. There must be some significance to that as to why we have to know her age. Maybe I'm just overlooking things, but
that's possible. I mean, Oda box is very important.
But I could tell that Fukaboshi, I mean, when he's getting a lot older, he's kind of more gruffer.
He still doesn't look really weird yet. I mean, he looks really ridiculous once we start getting into the present day. But
well, his 2 brothers looking more ridiculous.
Yeah, so moving on. She is bleeding from the shoulder.
But it only grazed her. She will live.
Well, the way she said it is it's only grazed. It looks pretty painful regardless. Getting shot in the arm often could be. And we kind of go back to her color hockey to hear other voices.
She always goes,
this is Montraki,
she hears the cries of their hearts.
Yes, she does. I believe that is Montraki. That is the Isa hockey that you could have when you're a little annoying girl who follows someone around. But Queen Otohime is not one of those people.
This is a good ability to have when you're royalty. I'll say that.
And she makes this very, very deep and profound statement here, saying, I feel the pain that you all have in your hearts, but you cannot pass that on to your children, which is the same sentiment that Fisher Tiger was sending to his crew. So very nice to see that echo. And Jinbei remembers that.
Queen Otohime and Fisher Tiger had a lot in common, is that they're looking out for future generations and they don't want to pass on this bitterness and resentment towards the humans.
So now this is like, even here, and the Celestial Dragon picks up his gun. Shirahoshi sees it, yells for her mom to look out. He points the gun at her head, and Jinbei tries to get in, and Shirahoshi... This is going to be a point of contention for a while, I believe, within the fan community. But Shirahoshi yells. We have circular rings.
Sound waves.
Sound waves. I mean, I could really go any way with this. We'll get
the Celestial Dragon's ship
crunches into the water. We see his face, and wow, this 2-page spread. We haven't had a 2-page spread in a while. It's felt like
these trippy ass Sea Kings.
Yeah.
And everyone has the nostril drip look on their face.
Yeah, they all have like a hypnotic look, especially the one on the left, whose eyes literally looked hypnotized.
And we actually get to see Vanderdecken, his face.
They all are shocked. I mean, Vanderdecken's face is hilarious.
Just looks like he's smiling.
Yeah, he's like,
this is awesome. This is sweet. But
that's what I imagine.
Open for debate, but
yeah.
This raises the question: does Shirahoshi have Haki powers?
I feel like the answer that it is Haki and not just the ability of fishmen to ask other animals to come, because the Tenryubito on the following page from the 2-page spread has the foaming in the mouth.
Foaming in the mouth, and I don't think Oda, at this point, Oda is not capable of retconning. I think foaming in the mouth maybe used to be a gag, but at this point now, if someone's foaming at the mouth, it is because of Haki.
Not only that, but they say, could it be the legend? So I wouldn't say... I have to go toward Haki, because it's not something other fishermen here have. They all seem shocked, and...
Well, Vanderdecken explains to us in his mind that there was a legend that the princess and...
well, even Otohime seems to realize what's going on. Jinbei seems to know what's going on, and Vanderdecken seems to know what's going on.
There's a mermaid's ability to control Sea Kings.
So yeah, this is some sort of legend.
And now we're also revealed to some of Vanderdecken's motives that the legend was what led to the pursuit of the first Vanderdecken. So
for the princess with this ability, potentially. So now he has found the person with this ability.
So now we kind of know why he wants Shirahoshi, not just like, oh, hey, I want me some big old mermaid.
Yeah, no, but
breasts.
I think this is well beyond any sort of romantic gesture.
Yeah, he's doing this for his ancestors.
Yeah, I mean, I heard some shouts that he's just a pedophile, but it's way beyond that. Even though it is kind of weird that he immediately thinks that the only way to get this legend, or I'm not even quite sure his complete motive and why he has to marry her.
Yeah, one of his crewmates says, but the princess is just a little kid, and he's like, yeah, that's a problem.
I'm going to have to wait for a while. And Aladdin comes over here over the Celestial Dragon, and since Aladdin is a doctor and also a former slave, he regardless listens to the queen and sees to the treatment. So here's Aladdin's major role here. I'm kind of hoping we see that character later if he is alive. And the Celestial Dragon, with his helmet back, now is preparing to leave, very annoyed still, even though they saved his freaking life.
One saved his life.
Even though one saved his life, leaves weeks later from Fishman Island. And this is kind of the first landscape of Fishman Island we've seen here next to the boat. So that's also good. And that boat also has a fish that is... it's both coated and a fish is under the boat to steer it. Very cool stuff. That what they used with Mumu.
Yeah,
Momu. Which we were also talking about where the hell that guy is.
Yeah.
And by guy, I mean cowfish.
Brought that up recently.
Yeah. But he leaves, and Otohime decides that she will accompany him to the surface, just making everyone else say, what the hell is going on? Why would you do that? And King Neptune comes in saying, I cannot let you do that. If you're so set to speaking with the Celestial Dragons, I'll go. And saying that the humans wouldn't take this opportunity to capture us regardless. And she says that, she wants someone who is not Neptune, who is not like a big, strong guy she just wants a regular person.
I forget one of us that said this. I don't know if this is one of the guys that was here this weekend or Greg. But it's kind of, it's like Neptune just has not really been impressive. He's kind of just... I'm a monarch, and so I'm the king.
I don't feel like Neptune's even supposed to be impressive, but who knows?
It's no, king.
I feel like Otohime is the impressive monarch here. What's a man without his wife?
Otohime seems to be the brains of the operation.
The everything here, yeah. The slapper of the operation. I believe that's what it's called.
But all the children, all the loving children are like, no, queen, don't go, mama. No, sorry, I don't know.
I like that. I
don't know why I made sure.
I like the fishman second to the left on the bottom with the eyeball sticking out like that. Like the angler fish, I think.
Oh, I like the one, the last one on the right. Looks like some sort of derpy He-Man.
That is true. So Otohime says, please trust me, trust the wife you chose, and trust humanity. Very, very nice line there. Mm-hmm. Neptune, obviously affected by this whole thing.
And the Celestial Dragon is not pleased with this at all.
Yeah, very pissed. And she aborts, and then everyone is anxious and just very concerned about what has happened to Otohime. I'm going to be honest, I think everyone here thought this is when she died. Mm-hmm. That's what everyone here thought. But she returns just a few days later with this note. We don't know what the note is, but apparently it is the light of hope for Fishman Island.
Really awesome panel. I think I really enjoy the way that Oda has designed Otohime. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's the general same female body, but he's giving her like a bigger head, kind of like
no breasts, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more of a curvier body, kind of like very different shape. I think that's why I'm generally starting to really like this character, because she's very different.
Yeah,
she's very different from what we've seen in the past, and it's not just like, oh, look at me, it's like hourglass, big boobs. But I think that it's like, oh, we don't have to respect this character because she's sexy. It's because she's intelligent and she's very very heartwarming.
Yeah. So this was a great chapter. What did you think, Steve, overall?
Well, I think this chapter was just all set up. It was like, the celestial dragon is pissed. Vanderdecken speaks of a legend that his ancestors were seeking, and Otohime has a piece of paper. We don't exactly know what it is. We don't know. It's like it's not signatures or anything. Well, surely
it might be. We're not positive.
It seems like it looks like a grant because it seems like a message and it has a signature.
Yeah, we can't be positive, but I enjoyed this chapter a lot. I think this is one of the better ones of the flashback, I dare to say.
It wasn't really a favorite of mine.
I think the first one I didn't love. The one where they go back and forth with Otohime and Tiger. Although you did get to see that it was a hippo and not a frog in that chapter, which is important. This was okay.
I think my favorite part about this chapter, though, is just see how we thought Fisher Tiger and Otohime were so different, but we're starting to see how more alike they are.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's kind of, I think one of us has said it before in the past. It's kind of the comparison of the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. But I feel like I think Otohime and Fisher Tiger have a lot more in common than they did.
Yeah. I think they respect. I'm not even gonna get into the metaphor, but. There's much more of a similar ideology, even if they in their hearts feel differently. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's all I have to say about this chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it was weird doing a manga recap after skipping two of them, which is which has really never happened to me.
It's just weird because we're not waiting for someone else to speak. We're like, and this, and this, and this, and oh yeah, this. Very talkative.
But feel free to continue sending in your questions, comments, and theories about this chapter as per usual on Piece Together. Though next week we'll have a new chapter, so for chapter 626. So anyway, you want to get into some of the next segment?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is a very special Pieces of 8. I'm here with Steve still. Nothing's changed.
We are not host. We're not the normal hosts of this segment, but once again, we're the only ones here. So.
And we're also pretty damn cool people. So, Steve, this is also a very special Pieces of 8, and we're gonna start with the best part of this at the top.
Best news in such a long time.
And if
we
you
should
know,
just put this on the news segment.
Exactly. If you know our podcast, you know that we have a certain obsession with a certain character and a certain person who voices that character. And who might that be?
Don't call it an obsession. That
sounds
so
weird.
Uncool.
Yeah, it's not very cool. But no, Steve, what has just come out here?
Well, out of the blue, a prototype, a finished prototype, if you will, of for POP of a character we've wanted for a very long time, Eneru, just out of the blue. We're gonna be getting him in September. Portrait of the Pirates DX, Eneru.
Very, very cool stuff. I am unbelievably psyched about this. It also looks really nice.
Oh yeah.
For those on the AAC feed, as usual for the Pieces of 8 segment, you could follow along with us in our new, I even forgot to mention, this episode is in new super duper quality compared to episodes in the past. This is the official switch to high quality One Piece podcast episode, so I hope you guys enjoy that as well. That's why it took longer for you to download it. But this Eneru figure looks pretty stellar. I know you weren't a fan of the pose at first.
Yeah, but then I saw the way the hand kind of just has this curve to it, and actually it looks pretty cool, I gotta admit. And the expression is dead on, exactly what I wanted. Just a douchebag smirk. Perfect for Eneru.
And for those who are wondering, yes, Tatum knows about it. And let's get on to the next one. This one's pretty cool as well. We got a Sabo POP coming out, which I'm a big fan of Sabo, actually. I could be totally honest, so this is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It looks good. It is not an adult Sabo, and for anime watchers, yeah.
I think standing next to Luffy, though, they look like they have the same expression.
They do. That is kind of creepy.
I kind of wish he kind of just more had a closed mouth smirk, or maybe just one at least showing that his missing tooth.
The missing tooth, yeah, I like that.
And it just seems like him and Luffy are facing the same direction. The arm, his left arm is down practically the same way as Luffy. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like they made it from the same mold.
Yeah. Could have been. I kind of wish it was just a better pose.
And according to Greg, this is coming out in the fall. So thank you, Greg, for giving us the dates for these. Also, we have a Nami, this time skip Nami. And Steve, what do you think of this figure, POP as well?
Well, it's kind of like, oh, another Nami. But my first reaction, of course, was, yeah, look at those gazungas.
Yes, under boob, I think is the thing you said.
The figure has under boob, for God's sake.
Now, under boob is my favorite. No.
But I even noticed that the pants kind of in that the crotch area. There's some nice little detail in there to the point where the waist of the pants is kind of loose and yeah, hot pants. That's what I could say. They're hot pants.
This is part of. We're gonna go through some of these later as some of the other ones here. These are gonna be out for all the characters. There's also one out for Zoro, which looks really awesome. Come on, it's Zoro. And we also have one for Robin, and we also have one for Chopper. And we're probably going to... And Luffy as well, but there's no really good image of that, so we'll hold off on showing that to you until a better image of that comes out. But it's been very... It's cool to see these post-time skip figures, and they're actually called the Sailing Again line. So, There you go. That is also... when is that coming out? That probably the fall, but we don't have a date for that, so don't hold me to that. Then this one I'm excited about: Akainu and Kizaru, the admirals. This awesome. Is gonna, yeah.
I'm surprised I went with Kizaru's dumb Shabandi debut pose.
I like that pose.
The hello.
Well, hello.
I think I could have went with more of a. No, who knows? Maybe they'll come with an interchangeable arm. But Akainu just looks insane. Zach is going to buy that for me one day.
Well, since Steve has done such a great job at it as Akainu, especially at the Katsucon panel, which for those who haven't checked that out, the video is online with episode 160, I think. 165, something earlier than that. It's an episode that happened in the past. But I told him I'd get him a good Akainu figure one day, but I never thought they'd come out with a POP of it. Damn it, I have no money. Let's go on to the next one here. This is a closer look at the chopper I was talking about earlier. So pretty cool. Yeah.
Standard chopper.
Very standard. He's holding that stick when we first saw him. That is the stick he was holding.
Yeah, I never noticed that kind of plays into Skypiea, where Chopper finally got his own cool walking stick.
It's kind of retribution there. Luffy had it, now Chopper has it. This is a closer look at Robin. Hold
yeah, I have not taken a look at the Robin yet. Wow, I didn't realize her hair was that long either, but very interesting pose. And
this is from, that's the cool thing about all these, it's from when we first see all these characters, it seems, because it's Robin looking at the wanted posters from her first panel. So kind of like a snapshot of the event.
She has the sunglasses too. Oh, that's why the stand says Strong World, because I think they're just using the box right now from the Strong World Robin. Mm-hmm. So I was a little curious about that. And I don't know, she's wearing that long dress, but it's buttoned up on the hip and it goes pretty far up, so you got to see some leg. And yep, these figures continue to be fan service.
There's been this new trend in making figures, actually, for color spreads. And this is the color spread you're looking at here with, I believe that is a leopard with Luffy dressed all caveman style. And
well, not necessarily, but this was the last color spread that was featured in Color Walk 2.
Oh.
I believe it was during the early Alabasta stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe the style of this spread. Anyway, speaking of very tight-fitting outfits on Nami, you're not going to see this on the AAC feed, but Cone Killer actually posted this on the the collectibles form, and you could kind of see Nami's ass crack pretty well there.
You get a little bit of butt crack.
Yeah, a little bit of butt crack. It's getting a little ridiculous. Just a little bit. And let's see what's next. Oh, I kind of want to talk about this next one because we saw it at Anime Central, and this is the this has actually already come out because we saw it at Anime Central. But this is another very cool spread that I wanted to talk about. So, Steve, do you want to talk about this one since we saw it?
Yeah, it's this is based off an illustration. This was in I think this was in Color Walk 4 or 5. Someone's gonna kill me for that.
I think it's in Color Walk.
I think it was in 5.
No, I think it was in. Yeah, I think it was in.
No,
4.
I think it's 5 because it was. I think this was created post Ini's Lobby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a later one.
Yeah, I always thought this was a cool illustration. Though it didn't feature every character. It kind of just, of course, featured Luffy and Zoro, and then just doing Soga King and Chopper. But it's cool, and it's continuing the trend of making sculptures for color illustrations.
Really, we're just talking about this because I really, really enjoy this picture. Also, it shows the line of color spread figures they have been putting out. So if you're interested in those, which I personally find very cool, I just don't have like $160 to buy those. They're pretty much what would you call them? Like not a diorama, I guess, of it. And this is our final Pieces of 8 for this week. There's a lot that came out this week, so we're definitely missing a lot of things. But this is a Toriko One Piece collaboration. I actually really like this Luffy, but it's definitely the same exact Luffy we saw with the Ace Luffy one. It looks incredibly similar.
Yes, it is. It's the same sculpt, but they sculpted his sleeveless hooded sweatshirt, and I think he still has the same. I'm pretty sure the other Luffy had interchangeable arms, and this one does. But I like his outfit. I think it's cool.
And the Toriko?
I guess they're really loving Toriko out there in Japan because it's been getting a lot of love.
Anyway, that's it for Pieces of 8. So with that, you want to get into the next segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. This is the Piece Together segment. Steve, we're going to start out with Facebook, and I'll ask you the questions. You could answer them. How about that? We'll do something.
Sure, that works out just fine. I mean, I'm sitting here right next to you. I think we'll work it out.
Exactly. So not only, this is from Derek Bown, so not only is Vanderdecken... So not only is Vanderdecken, that's not a sentence, but now he's a pedophile. He's slowly replacing Spandam as my most hated One Piece character. See, I like Spandam for his evilness.
I love Spandam. I think that's partially because I used to be a big wrestling fan, so I'm a Mankind Mick Foley fan. But
I also don't think Vanderdecken is a pedophile. I think he just has plans. I think if anything, he wasn't, and that's why he was saying it was a problem.
He said, that his little henchman said, "Oh, she's a little young though." He's like, "Yeah, we gotta work something out about that." So he is not a pedophile.
This one's from Emmanuel. Since we already know Luffy's body condition being stretchable and rubber, does this also apply to other features of his body such as teeth, tongue, saliva, blood, hair, eyes, and nails? Or do you think this is a ridiculous question?
I don't think it is a ridiculous question because I think the most ridiculous question ever asked was, "Can Luffy stretch his you-know-what?"
And that was answered, and it was yes.
Yes. I don't know. Like, that would be interesting. A man made out of rubber should be able to, like, stretch his teeth. And
teeth, I think we've already seen it whenever he stretches his mouth. I think his teeth are involved in that. Saliva, I don't think, because then it's detached from the body.
I think every character's mouth stretches in this series.
Blood, okay, also with saliva and blood being, what would you call it? Liquids. I don't really know how those would stretch. But eyes, we've seen stretch also when his face stretches.
We're not scientists here.
And nails are possible because he's pulling them. He's pulling the finger. Oh, which one? That shield one where he pulls his fingers apart.
Oh, the net.
Yeah, the net one too. There's two. I think there's two different ones, but yeah, that one. So I think that one's been eyes and hair. I think go along with the face. I don't think he's specifically stretching his eye. I don't know how that would work. Also, let's see what we got here. Next, this was talked about during the panel, which we talked a little bit about at the beginning, but we have had a lot of comments about it on our Twitter and Facebook, so we'll also address it here in the Piece Together segment. Once again, what Funimation said is that, they like to get movies and they like to get more episodes of the series, but as of right now, it's still in negotiations. So, right, Steve?
Yes.
Here is one from Phil, who asked, do you know any good sites to import the UK version of Gigant Battle, since it will never see the light of day in the US?
I would like to know the answer to that question myself.
Probably once it comes out. I'm not sure when it comes out in the UK.
I'm not unsure if it's even out yet. I think it was supposed to come out sometime in the summer, but
you could probably get it. I might be incorrect, but I know Amazon.co.jp often imports stuff, so you might be able to do that in the UK as well. So I'm sure the UK has a version of Amazon. But we'll address that to someone who's slightly more what would you call it? Intelligent on the subject.
In tune with the gaming.
And the UK next episode, so remind us to ask that question again. Here's another question. This one's from Peter. Why does the manga and the anime in the United States not get the movies in English here? It is just stupid. Steve.
Well, that's it's an issue with money and licensing.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money to license.
Of course, we agree.
Does the sales of One Piece garner enough sales to bring in more of the movies and episodes? We'll have to see.
It's debatable. Hopefully it does. Yes. And then we will get the movies. It just will probably be a little while. Now we head over to the forums. We have 2 questions here. Guys, keep asking your questions at forums.onepiecepodcast.com. This one's from Kagehisa, who asks, wanted to know if any of you guys were disappointed that Fisher Tiger, who was seen one-shotting rear admirals, got killed by fodder marines with guns. But Strawberry killed him, Steve.
Well, I wasn't disappointed because you got to look at the fact that he still made it back on the ship before eventually dying, and he was still alive. He was gravely wounded. So that could have meant he took down all those Marines by himself, but still, all those Marines are shooting at him, so he definitely took a lot of bullets, and there's not many characters in the story that could do that and just walk away.
That is definitely the case. This is the final. Also, he doesn't have a devil fruit, so he's not one of those guys. He's just a strong ass guy. And by guy, I mean Fishman. This one's from our good friend Wolfwood37. I think everyone expected the Celestial Dragon to kill Otohime in this chapter, and again, Oda pulled a fast one on us. Who do you guys now think will ultimately kill Otohime? My guess would be Vanderdecken, because he wants Shirahoshi for her hockey ability. I think he will do it in secret when no one is around, and then come out and somehow blame the government or the Celestial Dragons. What are your guesses? If you haven't brought this up already, in the recap, of course.
Very interesting point. I completely forgot about Vanderdecken. And also, we got to remember that Vanderdecken, in this flashback, he's just roaming the streets of Fishman Island. But in the present, he's kind of just banished onto a ship. And he also has a devil fruit ability at this point. I'm unsure if he has a devil fruit right now.
Yeah.
He might as well be. I think he's in the part of Fishman Island where it's not surrounded by waters. So
yeah, at this point, yeah, that was good by Oda. That was a smart move by Oda, because he could or he couldn't. He's not wearing gloves though. Well, yeah. I guess the glove was just for her. So who the hell knows?
I completely forgot about Vanderdecken, but I was always remembering that he was gonna have to touch Shirahoshi eventually.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen in this flashback. I would be disappointed if it doesn't. I also would like to just get a little more backstory onto the 2 villains we're dealing with in this arc. I'm still not feeling like they're the plot, like they're the reason we're in Fishman Island. Like they're not They're not all that formidable yet. I mean, they're kind of cool, I guess, but... Well,
I don't know. Hody, I just feel like he's a second-rate Arlong.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And I feel like even if we get a little bit more backstory on Hody, I feel like it's just going to be the same thing. Oh, humans did this and humans did that. I hate humans. And it's Arlong.
Okay, so, Steve, can you do what Ed normally does and say the following?
Oh, I'm so going to let you all down, but I'll try anyway. Here I go. Peace the tweeter.
That wasn't bad.
Thank you. I mean, by no means can I replace Ed, but
You see, I believe you were practicing that all night. This is Giltron5, who asks, turning each page, dreading but waiting Otohime's ultimate end, I guess is something like that he meant. Another nerve-wracking chapter for sure. That's I love how everyone is just so concerned about the outcome. You kind of got to just enjoy the ride. That's the whole thing about One Piece, I would say. Yeah.
That's I've been around people before, and you watch movies or you watch TV shows with them, and One Piece was one of them. And I can't stand when people ask while watching, "Does he die? Who fights him?" It's like, shut the hell up and just enjoy the series.
I mean, I understand she's a great character and you don't want her to die, and she is going to die. It's just going to happen. We saw her grave, unless she's a zombie of some sort. And even then, it's not the same, as we learned from Thriller Bark. I forgot we had zombies in One Piece. But you can't enjoy the ride. Don't worry about that. She has survived longer than we thought at this point, so that's good to hear even there. This one is from... Abigail, Straw Hat Pirate 9 on Twitter. Anyone of you guys see Shira's freaking awesome Sea King summoning power at the Shirahoshi? Awesome Sea King summoning power coming? Because that threw me for a loop. Very cool.
I think we all saw it.
You saw it coming?
Oh, saw it coming. Did you see it? What chapter was I reading?
Next one is from Cool Mart Floyd, who says, if Luffy destroys Fishman Island, will his bounty increase, or will Whitebeard keep it a secret?
Whitebeard.
I don't... world government is probably what he meant. He wrote WB. I think he meant WG. They're right next to each other on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I don't know why I even read it, and it didn't cross my mind.
I don't know. I don't think the world government would necessarily be concerned about keeping it a secret, because I don't think the world government really...
And at this point, isn't Luffy infamous enough? I mean...
I think the world government gives a rat's ass about
the only thing they really covered up of Luffy's was Alabasta.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. The rest are questions from the Funimation panel. So we have Mikey D. Pirate from...
One piece at a time.
If the world did actually ended this past Saturday, which volume and episode of One Piece would you read or watch?
Oh, I gotta think. If the world actually did ended. Well, first of all, I don't think I would waste my time reading or watching One Piece. It was like, I gotta read volume 37.
Right away, hurry up. Volume 37.
If I had to pick an episode, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with, might have this number wrong, episode 126, the finale with Luffy versus Crocodile.
Ooh, yeah. If I had to. Once again, I probably would be out enjoying life.
I mean, yeah, I think I'd be running around naked. I don't know.
Actually, yes, I would be doing that. But good thing it didn't end. There's always October 21st, I hear, for the world to end again. So that'll lift our spirits. So that is it for Peace the Tweet. You want to get into our next segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
This is God Inaru. You're listening to the One Piece podcast.
This has been the unofficial One Piece podcast for the week of Monday, May 23rd, 2011. Steve, how did you like this episode?
I liked it very much because it starred me. No, it's it feels like we haven't been gone for too long, even though it's been about 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah, it was the strawberry episode. I think was the last time.
Oh, the strawberry episode.
I love that episode.
I love it dearly now.
Yeah,
because it's strawberry.
We're gonna have a special episode next week for our 2nd anniversary, including that's when our contest is going on. So guys, make sure out there to do our episode 500 contest. Email us at onepieceepisode500@gmail.com. With your favorite screen cap from the episode, and we will randomly pick a winner. But we will make sure you have a screen cap. That is the qualifications to win. And then we will choose randomly, and you have to get that in by Tuesday, May 31st, 2011, by 11:59 and 59 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. So the earlier you get it in, the safer, the more likely you are to actually have it be valid, I guess would be the word for it. Mm-hmm. So you could win all of the Season 3 DVDs. That's all 5 of those. Remember, you have to be in the US or Canada to be eligible. I should put that out there since I know we have a lot of international listeners. I apologize. It's just we are very broke people, and to send that stuff overseas is difficult. If you are willing to pay and you live in a different country for the shipping, feel free to write that in the email, and then we will count you. But otherwise,
we're only accepting screen caps from the simulcast.
Oh yeah, so actually it's impossible. I didn't even think of that. so well, there you go.
It's really just American.
Yeah,
we apologize.
We'll have other contests that hopefully international.
But yeah, if I see a screen cap and it's like little fancy fonts or animations or karaoke fonts, I'm like, oh yeah.
Or if we
this is the side.
Well, you have to screen cap the like your whole screen or the part including the website.
Yeah, show us the website. Show that you're watching on the website.
Yeah. So it's really a way to say, it's a good. We really want you guys to watch One Piece Official, and we think this is a good excuse for our 2nd anniversary to do this contest. Mm-hmm. And it's a big episode, 500. How many series do this?
Detective Conan.
Well, how many series that are still available in the U.S.? Not even DBZ did this, not even close. They were in the 200s when they ended, I believe. Mm-hmm. Even Bleach is in the 300s. Naruto split up, so they have like nothing. So, yeah, guys out there, do that. Steve, you don't know how to contact us, do you?
You could come to our website at onepiecepodcast.com, email us at onepiecepodcast@gmail.com, Facebook and Twitter, just facebook.com or twitter.com/onepiecepodcast. The phone number.
Well, no, you skipped ahead because I think you forgot the most important one. youtube.com/onepiecepodcast.
You know what? I finally got it down, and then you just had to ruin it. We're on YouTube. Check out the old Vic Mignogna video from like 2 years ago. Nah, it's over.
You can also subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. Guys, we're almost up to 3,000 fans on Facebook. So seriously, guys, facebook.com/OnePiecePodcast. We're less than like 70 away from that. So close. Let's do that. Let's break that record there. But yes, that phone number you could contact us is 347-497-MAJI. That number again is 347-497-6254. Call anytime with your questions, comments, theories, suggestions. Reasons why I sound hoarse as shit from a very long weekend.
But we know that. It's because this is in the morning and we got to record this before we have to check out of our hotel at noon.
Well, probably pieces of this may be Frankensteined into the podcast. Otherwise, this is probably a record short episode you were listening to.
And we apologize for not having a bigger cast. This is a very last minute podcast. But we had a crazy weekend too, and
it's hard to get everyone to sit down and record during a convention weekend, I have found. Yeah, many times.
We recorded Full Metal, and it was like, we should record One Piece. I was like, I'm tired.
It's the opposite order we usually do, and the opposite podcast to have that reaction to sometimes. But, yeah, we did it. We at least have the important things here done. So I want to thank everyone for listening again. The podcast is getting back to its normal groove again.
I'd like to thank all those that came to our panels.
Once again, I want to really thank Podcast West for really handling things while I've had a very rough month. That's a way I'll put it. For those who are also fans of every other production we do, so Full Metal Podcast, Anime Fans Give Back, and the One Piece Logbook, all those episodes will be out this week. I'm going to be going crazy, not only starting a new job this week, but putting work in all those. So I'm really having to catch up here. So hopefully they'll all be out this week. I'm hoping to put a few more extra Logbook episodes out. I also want to really thank Steven and the whole Logbook cast for being patient with me during this time, because I kind of set aback the Logbook first in March for the Anime Fans Give Back, and then again in May for my personal just busyness. So once again, episode 500 contest, do that. We're going to see you next week for our 2nd anniversary special, and that'll be a lot of fun. I cannot believe it's been that long again. So, for the unofficial One Piece podcast, my name is Zach.
And my name is Steve.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye.
So long, guys.